because they have to mow so frequently. So we started to test out a product in Colorado in western regions looking at chemical mowing on our roadsides. And so what it does is it's seed head suppression, and so it replaces the mowing that you would have to do. And so instead of having to go out on a roadside 2 or 3 times a year, which can be so dangerous for mowers, but also for vehicles passing by, things could get flung up from mowers and injure motorists. This replaces that, and so with one application, you're able to suppress the seed heads, keep the grass low growing, and not have to come out and mow. And then another benefit is you can add in other herbicides to provide your weed control at the same time. So with one shot, you get weed control and that grass suppression, and then you don't have to go back with mowers. Also, another benefit is the cost saving. And so when you think about paying someone to go out and mow the roadside 3 times a year, that adds up over time in those labor costs. But here, with one application of a product that provides the seed head suppression, you're able to get that same effect. And so over time, the savings is really significant.
Yeah, and this is just an exciting demonstration of Derigo. This was applied on smooth brome, and really the key for these areas is on really, good stands of grass. So whether that be smooth brome, crested wheatgrass, western wheatgrass, you only need about an ounce or ounce and a half of the product. You go out in the spring when it's just starting to green up, when it's a few inches tall, you do 1 Derigo application, and this is what the results, right here that you see. So it keeps those seed heads from forming. It gives you that mowing appearance without actually having to get out there on that right of way and expose yourself to the dangers on that right of way for mowing. But yeah, you see this is in July actually, and the interesting thing too is because that grass hasn't set that seed head, it doesn't start shutting down the plant. And what we see is that areas that are treated actually maintain the green a little bit longer. And you may be able to see that here where you have the seed heads fully formed here and that perennial grass is starting to dry out. You have this side that was treated and it's holding that green color a little bit better in that vegetative state. But again, this is just one example of what we can use with Derigo in terms of seed head suppression chemical mowing. We're seeing that with smooth brome, 1.5 ounces does a really good job on cutting back those seed heads, where western wheatgrass and crested are a little bit more sensitive. We're trying to hone in on the rates. It's right around 1 ounce per acre is all you really need on those species in general. But the results are pretty exciting. There's an area behind me that you can't see too well. It's a little bit farther back, but we actually sprayed that 2 years ago, and then we didn't respray this year because we wanted to see, are we gonna have any negative long-term impacts on that grass stand over time? And what we found is that actually, if you do skip a year and you don't treat, those seed heads come right back. So you're not having any long-term impacts between 1 and 2 years with going with the Derigo, which is also good to see. And like Shannon mentioned, this is a good fit for roadsides, right-of-ways. Maybe not all roadsides, but if they're hard to get to mow areas, I'd say this is a great fit. On guardrails, if you want to have low grass, delineators, it's really hard to mow around delineators. So those are just some of the options that you can use a tool like this here in the West.